Hello. Just sharing my links and we will get up and started. Hi, welcome to whoever just joined. Ooh, I put the wrong time. Okay, we will get started in about 7 minutes. Oh, that's better. All right. Well, welcome. I see someone joined. I hope you had a good week. Thanks for being here on this Saturday morning. It's a nice little bit of normalcy for me because this is my usual class that I teach Saturday mornings. We'll get started in about 4 minutes if anyone else has joined class today. This is the strangest part about doing class virtually is I don't have everyone in front of me to chat with before class. So I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone had a great week and is ready to flow in a few minutes when we get started. We'll give everyone else just a little more time to catch up. We have about 2 minutes to start. I don't know if you can hear this through my microphone, but there's birds right outside my window chirping. And like nice birds, not annoying bird chirping. It's really nice. A nice nature sound to start my day off with, start my yoga practice off with. All right, it is 9 a.m. Central, so we'll get started. Just a quick reminder, if it's bothering you practicing without music, I've been a little tentative to play music on my end because I don't know about the microphone capacity, but you can always play music on your end while you're listening. So if you wanted to normally I play like a yoga radio station on Spotify or on Pandora. You're welcome to do that or take whatever you need for your practice. But know that you can do that on your end, even though I won't be playing it on my end like I normally do. So let's get started with this Saturday morning gentle Vinyasa flow. And actually, we're going to start today in an extended child's pose. So come on over, bring your big toes to touch. Spread your knees to the outsides of your mat and sit your hips all the way back down towards your heels. Slowly crawl your fingertips forward and let your forehead rest on the mat. Start to bring your attention inward. Focus on the rise and the fall of the belly with every inhale and exhale. Maybe feeling the belly graze the tops of those thighs. You can rock your forehead from side to side for a little third eye massage. Then find a little stillness here. Feeling your connection of your bones against the mat. Feeling gravity pull yourself closer to the earth. Let's go ahead, expand that inhale and exhale by just 1 second, elongating it just slightly. Let's expand our breath more than just in length, but in texture. So see if you can simultaneously feel your belly dropping towards the top of your thighs and feel your back expanding out towards the sides. Wherever you are, exhale all your stale air out and go back to a regular breath. We're going to take 2 loud open mouth exhales, and then we'll move into our Ujjayi breath, or our breath of fire, to wake us up a little bit on this Saturday morning. So go ahead, start off, inhale through the nose. Loud open mouth exhale. Inhale through the nose. Loud open mouth exhale. Inhale through the nose, seal the lips and constrict the back of your throat, and exhale through the nose for our first Ujjayi breath. Let's continue these breaths for our next few cycles of breath. You should be able to hear this breath making a sound that is a little bit like when you put your ear to a seashell and you hear the ocean. On your next exhale, bring yourself all the way up to a tabletop position. Bring your knees underneath your hips, your wrists underneath your shoulders. Inhale, drop the belly, cow pose. Exhale, curl through the spine for cat pose. Inhale, cow, shine the chest forward, hip points back and up. And exhale, cat pose, curl through the tailbone, chin to chest. Continue this on your own. Inhaling down and exhaling to round the back. You can stay in traditional cat-cow or take whatever variation feels good today. Maybe going from side to side. Maybe coming back down onto your heels with your hips and pushing up through baby cobra, arching that back. Meet in a static tabletop. Press into your left hand, lift your right hand high. And go ahead, thread the needle. Drop that right hand right in between the left arm and leg. You can drop your right ear to the mat. Square your hips. And press into the left hand. Lift that right hand high. We're going to take a few of those breath to movement. Exhale. Bring that hand through. Inhale. Lift back up to the ceiling. Exhale. Thread the needle. Inhale. Lift back up to the ceiling. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, lift back up to the ceiling. Let's drop the opposite hand to the floor. Your left hand high. Exhale, thread the needle to the left, hand coming in between the right thigh and wrist, dropping that left ear on the mat. Enjoy this waking up of your body. Press into the right hand, lift the left hand up towards the ceiling. And let's take a few of those breaths to movement. Exhale, thread. Inhale, lift. Exhale, thread. Inhale, lift. Exhale, thread. And inhale, lift. Sit back on your heels with your toes flipped. Inhale, lift the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, reach for your right wrist with your left hand and pull it across. Come on back to center. Reach for opposite hands. Inhale, lift up. And come on over. Bringing that wrist to the opposite side of the body. Really try to breathe into that outer rib cage. Filling it with breath. I guess that's what happens when you breathe into it. Come back to center. Release your hands. Back down to the mat. Drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Right hand plopping on top of that left ear. Nothing crazy here, just letting gravity do its thing. Don't you worry, you'll have plenty of time to do work throughout class today. And drop your nose towards your armpit, putting your hand on the back of your head. And release the hand. Pop the left ear to the left shoulder and let the right hand, the left hand, come on the right ear. There we go. Make sure those opposite fingers are falling towards the earth. Go ahead, lift the hand, turn the nose into the armpit, place the hand on the back of the head. And come on back up. Just take some half circles here. Bringing the nose up towards the right side of the room and then dropping it down and around all the way to the left. We're going to roll back over to our static tabletop position. Getting comfy, rocking those hips side to side before you settle in to your static tabletop. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Flip your toes underneath, and we're going to take a little bit of an ab warm up here. So go ahead, engage the core to start. No moving your hands or feet. Sew those lower ribs in together, knit them in together. So they're squeezing, belly button squeezing towards the spine. Go ahead, press into your right hand and your left knee and slide your right leg back in the air. Let your toes face the ground, foot flexed. Hips are going to want to stack. Keep the hips square, keep the hips level. If you want to take it a little bit further, let that left hand slide forward. On the exhale, bring your left elbow to meet your right knee, scooping that belly button towards your spine. Inhale, shoot back out. Exhale, belly button to spine, knee towards the elbow. Keep your gaze staring straight down at the mat in front of you. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, come on in. And come back to our tabletop. We'll take that on the other side. So go ahead, press into your left hand and your right knee. And slowly start to lift that left foot up. Toes square, hips level. Squeezing that belly button towards the spine, the low ribs squeezing in towards each other. And maybe lift that right hand. Keeping your gaze straight down at the mat. Keeping those hips level. Exhale, bring the elbow to the knee. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, elbow to knee, belly button to spine, you got it. Inhale, elongate. And exhale, one more time. Drop your hands on the floor, curl your toes in, belly button towards spine, low ribs knit in, and just lift the knees 2 inches off the mat for 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees back down. Rock the hips side to side. Come back to neutral. We're going to take that one more time. Squeeze the belly button to spine, low ribs in, and lift the knees for 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees back down. Take whatever you need here. We're going to pop right back into it. Go ahead, exhale, lift the knees for 4, 3, and this time we're going to push back into our downward facing dog, hips coming back and up. Press into your thumb and forefinger and lengthen the spine, hip points pushing back and up. Bend into the left leg, bend into the right leg. Take whatever you need right here. Maybe you want to bend both knees, come up on the toes, push those hip points back and up, and then let the heels fall back into place. Inhale, look towards your hands. Exhale, walk your feet behind your wrists. Let's take a rag doll here. Reach for opposite elbows and just let your upper body hang. You can rock back and forth, rock to either side. No tension in the upper body or in the neck. Shake the head yes. Shake the head no. Shake the head maybe. Slightly bend at the knees and roll all the way up to standing. Beautiful. Inhale, lift the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring your palms to heart center. This is a beautiful time to set an intention if you'd like. If you would not like, then just press those palms together. Feel the chest coming up, the sternum up towards the thumbs just slightly. Press all 4 corners of the feet into the mat. All right, and release your hands to the sides. Mountain pose. Take just a moment here to set in mountain pose. Press all 4 corners of the feet in the ground. Engage the thighs so much they lift up off the knees. Bring your shoulder blades together, down the back. And we're going to start moving through our Sun A. Inhale, lift the hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, twist to the right, drop the left hand forward, right hand backward, keeping the hips squared towards the front or facing the front. Inhale, hand back up to center. Exhale, drop the right hand forward to turn to the left. Inhale, sweep back to center. Exhale, hinge at the hips and lean forward. Inhale, halfway lift. You can plant your hands on the ground, on your shins, or on your thighs. Pull the crown of the head towards the front of the mat, the tailbone towards the back of the mat. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And exhale, high plank. Step your feet back. Set up in your high plank. Squeeze the belly button to spine, low ribs knit in. Hinge forward just slightly. And exhale all the way down to the mat. Inhale, baby cobra. Lift the sternum, press the tops of the feet into the mat. Fingertips light. And exhale, downward facing dog. Flip your toes, push yourself back onto your knees, hip points, back and up. Inhale, look towards your hands. Exhale, walk your feet behind your wrists. And inhale, root to rise. Press your feet into the ground, slightly bending the knees and sweep the hands all the way up to the ceiling. Hands come down to your sides. We're going to take that sun A breath to movement 2 more times. Inhale, lift the hands. Exhale, drop the left hand in front, twist to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist in the opposite direction, right hand falling to the front. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, taking whatever variation feels good. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Plant your hands, belly to baby cobra, always an option, but I'm going to cue Chaturanga. Lower down, elbows pinned into half plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, shine the chest forward. Engage the legs so much the knees lift off. And exhale, downward facing dog. Push those hip points back and up. Inhale, look towards the hands. Exhale, step, walk, or jump your feet behind your wrists. Inhale, root to rise. Engage that core. Sweep the hands up towards the ceiling. Exhale, let the hands come down to the sides. Mountain pose. Inhale, lift the hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, twist to the right. Left hand drops forward. Inhale, sweep both hands up. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand drops forward. Inhale, back up to center. And exhale, swan dive all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Neutralize that spine. Exhale, plant the hands. Chaturanga Dandasana. Remembering, baby cobra, always an option. Pin those elbows in. Upward facing dog. Knees are engaged, lifted off the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lengthen that spine. Inhale, look towards the hands. Exhale, step, walk, or jump your feet behind your wrists. Inhale, root to rise, engage the core. Exhale, hands at the sides, Tadasana. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Keep those hips squared to the front of the room. Inhale, arms to the ceiling. Exhale, hinge at the hips and lean forward. Inhale, halfway lift, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana or belly to baby cobra. Pin the elbows into the sides. Inhale, upward facing dog, shoulder blades back and down the back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, lift your right leg high. And take a second here, make some circles. You can stack the hips if you'd like. Just opening that side up. And we'll be in three-legged dog, right leg in the air, toes pointed down towards the ground, foot flexed. Inhale, reach a little higher. Exhale, bring the knee into the chest. So you'll be in your plank arms, shoulder blades just above your wrists. Lift up off of your shoulders though. So you want to be so engaged. You don't want to like rest in on your shoulders, kind of slightly dome the upper back. So you're really engaged. Inhale, lift the leg back up. Exhale, sweep the knee over to touch the outside of the right elbow. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, sweep the knee across to touch the left elbow. Inhale, leg back up to the ceiling. Exhale, sweep all the way through to low lunge. Let's rock back and forth here. Again, it's our first time here, so just take a second getting set up. Turn your hips in both directions. It's going to feel so much better when you flow, when you really take time to set up in the position to begin with. So let's meet in our low lunge. Squeeze the hips together, reach that back heel, that left heel towards the back of the mat. We're going to take a little twist here, plant the left hand, lift the right hand high. Keep those hips square, facing down. And drop that left or that right hand back down to the mat. Lower your back knee to the mat and sweep the hands all the way up and behind the head. Should make a little hammock for the back of your neck. You'll interlace your fingers with your thumbs pointing down. The fingers will come on the back of your head, lifting the head up out of the neck, and the thumbs can rest right at the nape of the neck. Engage the core, slightly tuck the tailbone here, press the thighs towards each other. You can press forward to get a little stretch in that left hip flexor. And release your hands back down to the inside of the right foot. Toe heel the right foot to the upper corner of your mat and come on down into your runner's lunge. You can either stay on your hands. You can come onto your forearms if you want to grab a block and kind of split the difference and be on your forearms on a block. Super valid. Option to stay here if you still want to. Option to take a little quad stretch. Press into the left hand. Bend that back knee. Reach around with the right hand and reach for your toes. And you can start to lean forward, stretching into that quad. Only if you need it. You can hang out in runner's lunge. That's still going to be work for you. If you've taken that quad stretch, release the toes, sweep the hand back around. If you've come onto your forearms, come back up onto your palms. And we're going to take half split here. So bring your hips back towards your knees, straightening that front leg, flexing that front foot. You don't want your hips to come behind your knee. So if you need to scoot that front foot forward a little bit, go ahead, scoot it forward. Pull your left hip crease forward, your right hip crease backward. Find length in the spine here. And let your head drop towards your knee. A little figure eight with the head drop. Sometimes you can get a little tension in the middle of the back, of the upper back here. So just take a moment to release that. Take your left hand and reach for the opposite, the outside of the right foot. And come on back to center. Press into both hands. Step back into your chaturanga. Hinge forward, or we can meet all the way back in down dog if you don't want to do a chaturanga. Shine the chest forward for up dog and exhale, downward facing dog. Just take that on the left side. Inhale, lift the left leg high, take some circles, stack the hips, whatever feels good here. We'll meet in static three-legged dog. Square the toes towards the ground, flex the foot. And inhale, find length. Exhale, bring the knee into the chest, squeeze the belly button towards the spine. Come up off those shoulders, engaging. And exhale, knee back to the ceiling or toes to the ceiling. Inhale, find length. Exhale, knee kisses the outside of the left elbow. Inhale, back up. And exhale, knee comes across to kiss the right elbow. Inhale, back up. And exhale, low lunge on the left. Rock back and forth, really set up here. Can straighten that front leg, bend it. Take whatever you need. And then we'll meet in a low lunge. Go ahead, plant your right hand, lift your left hand high for a little twist. And let the left hand come on back down. We bring both hands to the inside of your front foot, toe heel that foot to the upper outside edge of your mat, and sit your back heel down. Whoop, I lied. Bring your foot back to center. We're gonna come up first, sweep those arms all the way up, hands coming behind your head. You can lean forward to stretch into that right hip flexor. If it feels good to put your hands on the top of your thigh too, that's always an option. Tuck the tailbone ever so slightly. Engage the core. Bring the shoulder blades together and down the back. And let the hands fall to the inside of that left foot. Now toe heel the foot to the upper corner of the mat. Beautiful, yogis. If you want to flip that back toe down, and go ahead, stay up here in runner's lunge. You can come all the way down to your forearms if that feels good. If you want to take that quad stretch, go ahead, plant the right hand, bend the back knee, and let the left hand come all the way across to grab those fingertips or those toes. Grab your toes with your fingers. There we go. And slowly lean forward to get into that quad or the tops of the thighs. And release the toes back down to the ground. If you're on your forearms, come on back up to your fingers and we'll sit back into our half split. Really crawling those toes forward if you need to, flexing the foot. Peel your left hip crease back, your right hip crease forward. Inhale, find length in the spine. Exhale, release the head down towards the knee. Really find some movement gently in the head and the neck to release any tension. Plant your left hand, reach your right hand to the outside of your left foot. And plant both hands, step back into your high plank, and we can either come into a downward facing dog or we'll take chaturanga here. Now let's take that whole thing breath to movement. I'll cue you if you think you have trouble remembering it because it was a little bit of a doozy. Inhale, lift the right leg high. Exhale, sweep that right knee into the chest. Inhale, right leg back up. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, back up. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Inhale, back up. And exhale, low lunge on the left. Drop that back knee down. Inhale, twist, lift the right hand high. Exhale, back down to the mat. Inhale, sweep both hands up behind the head. And exhale, drop the hands back into the center. Inhale, come down to runner's lunge. And exhale, sit back, half split. Inhale, back to our high plank. And exhale, chaturanga or meet back in down dog. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, left knee into the left or into the chest. Just one chest. Inhale, back up to the ceiling. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Inhale, sweep back up. Exhale, low lunge on the left. Inhale, drop that right hand down. Exhale, left hand high. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, drop the back knee. Inhale, sweep all the way up, hands coming behind the head. Exhale, let the hands come to the inside of the left foot. Runner's lunge. Inhale once in runner's lunge, and we'll exhale into our half split. Inhale, back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana, or meet in down dog. One more time. Inhale, lift the right leg high. Exhale, right knee into the chest. Inhale, leg high. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, lift that leg high. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale, lift that leg high. Exhale, low lunge on the right. Inhale, drop the left hand. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, drop the hand. Exhale, drop the back knee. Inhale, bring the hands to the inside of the foot, runner's lunge. Exhale, half split. Inhale, come back to our high plank, and exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, last time, lift the left leg high. Exhale, left leg into the chest. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, lift. And exhale, cross the knee to the right elbow. Inhale one more time. Exhale, low lunge on the left. Inhale, drop the right hand. Exhale, lift that left hand. Inhale, drop both hands to the inside of the foot. Exhale, drop that back knee. Inhale, sweep the hands up behind the head. Exhale, let the hands come all the way down to the inside of the foot. Runner's lunge. Inhale here and exhale into your half split. Inhale, roll back over onto plank, and exhale, chaturanga, or just meet in our downward facing dog. Inhale, look towards the hands. Exhale, drop down onto the knees. If you need to grab some water, grab some water. All right, so we're gonna go ahead into a boat pose. So get my mat. My mat is all crumpled. Okay, there we go. We're gonna come up onto the hips, find a length in your back. Really straighten the spine here. Feel the connection, sits bones to earth. You can grab the outsides of your legs. You can grab the backs of your thighs. And start to lean backward. Engage that core. Keep those shoulder blades together and down the back. You can lift the toes if it feels good. Parallel the shins if it feels good. Or maybe you want to let your hands float to the sides. Really work to keep those inner thighs pressing together. And let the toes touch the ground. Plant the hands behind you. And rock the knees from side to side. We're going to do this one more time. If there's a different variation you like, if there's anything you want to do to get a little more out of it, go right ahead. But I'm just going to cue regular boat today. Navasana. So bring your hands behind your thighs, in front of your knees. Plant the sits bones into the mat. Find length in the spine and start to lean back. Take whatever variation you'd like. If you're taking something different than before, that's totally okay. Maybe you need more, maybe you need less. Your body always knows what's up. And cross the knees, and we're going to come all the way through. Go ahead, bring your big toes to touch. Spread your knees to the outsides of the mat. Let's just take one child's pose here for just a moment to reset. You can let your forehead fall into the mat, rocking side to side. You can come up onto your fingertips, doming the centers of your palms and engaging your forearms. Come on back up to a tabletop position. Flip those toes under. Drop your heels or your hips toward your heels and press back and up into a downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg high. Exhale, low lunge on the right. Sweep that right leg all the way through. Inhale, turn around. Inhale, let's take a warrior two on the right. Swivel that back heel down to parallel the back of your mat. Bend into the front knee, pull arms to opposite directions. And exhale, straighten your front leg. We'll take a triangle pose here. So your front leg will be straight, sass that back hip backward, and tick-tock those hands to 6 and 12 o'clock. If you need to grab onto your ankle for a little support here, that's okay. As long as you're using it to actively pull that chest to the side, reach those left fingertips up. Take your left hand, manually pull that left hip backward. Everything should be reaching out and up. It's more about out and up than coming down. And swing that top left hand slowly all the way to the front of the room and then all the way down to the mat. Move really slow so you can feel the stretch here. Sometimes you get more out of moving slow than quickly jumping, even if you know what the next position is going to be. So we'll take a wide-legged forward fold here. Feet are parallel, toes pointed towards the front of your mat, hands down in front of you. And go ahead, take whatever variation you'd like here. You can reach your fingertips back behind you. You can reach hands to opposite ankles. You can do one ankle and then the other, or follow me for this bind. Reach your fingertips back behind you and interlace the fingers. Press the knuckles up towards the ceiling. If you'd like to clasp your palms together, you can, but it's not necessary. And reaching those knuckles up, really let your chest fall down towards the mat. Relax your head and neck. Again, we can shake the head, yes and no, and however you want to talk with your neck right now. If you've taken your bind, let your fingers float back to the earth. If you need to even anything out, go ahead, even out what you need to. We're going to crawl the hands all the way over to the left side. So we'll be in a low lunge on the left. Once you're here, on your next inhale, swivel that back foot down and we'll move in to a warrior two on the left. Press into the knife edge of the back foot, arms reaching in opposite directions. Inhale, take a triangle pose on the left, straighten the left leg, sass that right hip backward, and tick-tock the hands to 6 and 12 o'clock. Again, reaching for the calf if you'd like to, reaching for a prop if you have a prop. Really use whatever leverage you have to rotate that chest out and up. Reach those fingertips up towards the ceiling. Manually take your right hand. Use it to pull your right hip back. This should feel really good, a really good stretch. But still active, feet pressing into the ground, abs engaged. And let's really slowly bring that top hand, that right hand, all the way out in front of you, shooting out towards your head, and then coming all the way around. We'll come back to our forward fold here, our wide-legged forward fold. Again, you can take the bind. You can take anything you'd like here. If what you did last time felt good, do what you did last time again. If you'd like to try something a little different, go ahead. If you want to go into headstand or anything from here that's in your practice, I'm not going to cue it, but this is a good time to take that. And just know, anytime we practice, I'm here to guide you, but anything you need, you can always take. I promise I won't be offended. I actually can't even see you, so there's literally no way for me to know what you're doing on the other side. Wherever you are, if you've taken the bind, release those fingertips back to the earth. If you have to even anything out, go ahead, take that. If you've taken any kind of inversion here, come out of it at your own pace. If you need to take a child's pose, if you need to do anything else, go ahead and do that. I'm going to keep moving, but you'll get there when you get there. So go ahead, engage the core. Find length in the spine, find a flat back, come up onto your fingertips, squeezing the belly button in towards the spine, and slowly with knees slightly bent, lift all the way up. Roll those heels in and sweep your hands up towards the ceiling. Star pose. Reach hands in opposite directions out towards every corner of the room. Lift the sternum ever so slightly towards the ceiling. And we're going to sit back down into our high squat. So find your squat. Go ahead, place your hands on your thighs with your palms on the tops of the thighs, fingertips towards the backs of them. Inhale, find length. You're almost like pulling your thighs away from each other. Inhale, find length in the spine. Exhale, drop the left shoulder forward, the right shoulder back. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, let's take the opposite side. Inhale, center. And exhale, drop. Inhale, center. Exhale, drop. Come on back to the center and press into the heels to lift yourself all the way up. Take another star pose. Take up as much space as you can. And then we're going to step back together to a standing position. We're going to take a balancing pose here. So this is going to be dancer's pose. You're going to find, if you'd like to find a wall just to have, if you want a little help with your balance, go ahead. The wall isn't necessary for the pose, but if balancing makes you nervous, or if that's something at home you haven't tried as much, you can just have that there for a little safety blanket. So I will cue it. Start by, in your standing mountain pose here, shoulder blades together and down the back, press into all four corners of your feet. Inhale, lift both hands high. Exhale, bring the right hand, the right elbow to the right hip. Plant that left hand down and kick the right heel up towards your booty and reach for the inner or outer edge of the foot. This might be enough here. If this is enough, hang out here. If you want a little more, press the back of your foot, the top of your foot, into your fingertips. And slowly start to come forward. Keep your hips level. Don't let your right hip crawl up. It's more about pressing the foot into the hand and lifting it than it is about coming forward. You can let your arm drop in front of you. Find a point of focus. And come on back up to standing and release that foot. Step from side to side. You can rock the hips from side to side. Actually, let's take a little, let the arms swing from one side to the other and the hips dropping to either side to just kind of release here. Beautiful. Let's meet back in center. Ground down through your mountain pose, pressing into those feet, lifting the sternum slightly, shoulder blades falling together and down the back. Inhale, lift both arms. Exhale, bring that left elbow to left hip. Bend the left knee, pressing that right foot into the mat, and reach for the back foot. If this is enough, hang out here. If you want a little more, press the back of the foot into the palm and slowly start to move that unit upward. Remember to keep those hips level. Don't let that left hip rise up. And slowly come on back up to standing and release your leg to the floor. Rock the hips from side to side. Again, maybe take some circles. Maybe let the hands fall from side to side too for a little release. We're all gonna inhale, lift the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you can step all the way back into downward facing dog or take one final vinyasa, one final chaturanga of class. I am just going to move into down dog because that's what my body wants today. Once we're all in static down dog, inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, or not low lunge. Exhale, pigeon pose on the right. Bring the right ankle behind the left wrist. Walk that left leg backward. Bring your hands to either side of your hips. Square the hips, lift the chest up towards the ceiling. And exhale, put that pigeon to sleep. Walk the hands forward. Option to drop onto the forearms or all the way down to the mat. And slowly walk your hands back. Press into the hands, flip those back toes under. Take a downward facing dog. Option to lift that right leg back up towards the ceiling. Or sometimes I like to let it drop in front like it's a non-functional leg and just rock back and forth. We'll move back into our down dog. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, pigeon pose on the left. Sweep the left ankle behind the right wrist. Crawl your right leg backward. Square your hips. Bring your hands to either side of your hips. Sternum lifting slightly towards the ceiling. And exhale, put that pigeon to sleep, walking the hands out in front. Again, option to take forearms or come all the way down. Know that your left side is always going to be a little different than your right side. So your approach might have to be a little bit different. And crawl your hands back up. Press into both hands, flip the back toes, and sweep that left leg back. Maybe taking three-legged dog, maybe letting it go limp in front of you for a little release. One last downward facing dog, hip points back and up. Let's come all the way onto the knees. We'll roll over onto the hips. Lay all the way back onto your back, bringing your knees into your chest. Rock side to side, a little release for the low back. Maybe take happy baby here. Stretch one leg, stretch the other leg. Go ahead, release both feet back down to the ground. Lift your right knee into your right armpit and let your left leg go long. Inhale, pull the left knee into the left armpit. And exhale, cross that leg across the body, stacking the hips. Arms come out to goalpost arms or a T. Gaze up at the ceiling or towards the right side body. Welcome that knee back into your chest. Go ahead, bring the right knee to meet it and bring the left knee to meet it. Let the right leg go long. Squeeze that left knee into your left armpit and cross it over the side body towards the right side, stacking your hips. Letting your arms fall out either to a T or to goalpost arms. Gaze on the ceiling or towards the left fingertips. No need to do anything crazy now. No need to be super active. You've done your work. Let gravity do the rest. And guide that knee back into the chest. Bring both knees into the chest. Forehead to the knees for one last active push. And exhale, final Shavasana. Let your feet fall open. Let your palms fall facing the ceiling at your sides. Relax your eyebrows and your jaw. Release anything else that you want to get rid of right now. Final Shavasana is yours for as long as you'd like. Feel free to stay in Shavasana as I guide everyone else out, or shut your computer if that's what you need. If you'd like to be guided out now, start to bring some gentle movement to your fingers and your toes. Drop your head from side to side. Find some movement in your wrists and your ankles. And when you're ready, sweep your hands up overhead, pulling fingertips and toes in opposite directions for a long, full body Saturday morning stretch. And roll over onto your left or right side, using your bicep as a pillow in fetal pose. Final Shavasana marks the death of our practice. Fetal pose represents the new life that we bring from our mats on into our life and into the world. Using the strength of your hands, press yourself back up to a comfortable seated position and bring your hands together at heart center. The love, the light, the teacher, and the student in me honors the love, the light, the teacher, and the student in you. Bring your hands to third eye center and bow forward. Namaste. Well, thank you, everybody, for being here today, and have a great rest of your weekend, a great Saturday. I'll be teaching a restorative tomorrow night at 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. So take that if you're interested in a more restorative practice. But have a great weekend. Have a great Saturday. Thank you for practicing with me.